people
But
all the time.
I think there was an article saying that the HSBC schools are coming very white too as well.
I don't think Morehouse is. I definitely don't think Howard is, and Spelman probably won't ever be either. So, no. As far as who they're taking their money from and the amount of money that they cost to get into those schools, that's another story.
Now, how expensive those schools are? Are they
Morehouse is, if you look at tuition and living on campus and being fed by them, then you're putting out about $40,000 a year.
Okay.
And despite what they say, and they say that 90% of the people or more get some kind of financial aid, perhaps, but very little has been sent my way because no one believes that I'm poor. And there's a lot of things about college that we could talk about. How they come, recruiters and people come and talk to my seniors and tell them anybody can get a scholarship. Everyone should go. If you are left-handed, there's a scholarship. If you have a gray hair coming out of your nostril, there's a scholarship. If you limp and only have, I'm missing a pinky, there's, and they say all of that stuff. And, you would think that, oh, you're black and you're a mathematician, there would be all this money for you. But in reality, it's not. And somehow I have to keep impressing upon my students that if you want to find this money, that you should start looking for it now, and you have to be very diligent. I mean, this student I had last year, what a genius she was. She was a very interesting mix of a human being. Her mother was from Romania and her father was from the Sudan. And this was the smartest girl I've met in a long time. I think she was smarter than anyone in the school. And she applied for everything. And almost all that money came to her. I mean, every time I turn around, I got money from the NAACP, I got it from the Urban League, I got it from this, I got it from that, I got it from this. She just got so much, and then got what's called a Posse Scholarship. And it was admitted into Princeton, but decided not to go, and went for the full ride I can look her up right now. But she's just, she's really all that.
Going to?
Huh?
What school she ended up going to?
She is at something with a B. Hold on, it'll take me 1 second to find out. So, and wants to, be the head of the CDC at some point.
So why can't she go to Princeton with all the money she got?
I guess they weren't going to give her a full scholarship, but she went for who was giving her the full scholarship.
No, but didn't she got a lot of money?
She got a lot of money, but I mean, she said that, and most people would agree that Princeton is some place to go as a grad student rather than
an undergraduate.
Rather than an undergraduate.
Yeah, I agree with that. But anyway, getting back to this article. Young black students in Oakland are doing better in school because the African American Male Achievement Office is placing an emphasis on how to educate them, and other cities are taking notice. The AAMA, the African American Male Achievement Office, was created in 2010 under the Oakland Unified School District to make systematic changes to give young black males a better chance to succeed academically. You know what? We should engage the community coalition in doing something like this, if they are serious. What do you think?
Let's keep listening to the article. You read the article to me?
The AMA focuses on 7 key areas.
No, that is not the duty of the community coalition. Go ahead. I'm sorry. It's not.
What are you talking about?
No, I mean, everyone has why. Just go ahead. I'm not going to. Just go.
But they deal with steering in this community.
I would not expect the community coalition to create some rites of passage for black students in the school. Community coalition is about integration. Will you close your mouth? Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick up that bottom lip.
I'm surprised you said that.
What?
This isn't something that the community coalition should not pick up.
I think that you, Anselm, should create your own. Why do we have to keep dumping things on organizations that exist?
Because they got the money.
It's not part of their mission. It's not part of their mission.
Go
ahead.
This where you lose me sometime.
I know. But I'll get you back.
You absolutely lost me on that one.
The Community Coalition.
They can fight to integrate the eastern section of Maplewood by bringing in white folks, right? But they can't fight for male achievement? Come on. I don't get that.
Okay. Organizations have a mission and a list of objectives to achieve that mission. And their mission is one of integration and bringing racial harmony. It is not specifically designed.
This is not bringing racial harmony?
It is not
for all these advantaged kids of color, this disadvantaged?
Designed to do that for black males.
Okay.
Now, just like, for example, the foundation that you're going to help me make happen, I would like to provide exposure opportunities and thus grant money to students who are underachieving.
The Community Coalition could write a grant. They're a non-profit organization.
To grant money, to give money.
Yeah, to give money.
Okay.
To get money, to give money.
It is not a foundation. It has a narrow...
But they're a non-profit organization.
It is... You have an organization. The organization has its mission that is already defined. So you would need to create something separate. If I created an organization that was to help the homeless, that's what I do. I don't start rites of passage programs. I help the homeless. Do you understand what I'm saying? So my point is that every organization, it doesn't matter.
I hear you,
they
but
have
I
the resources, but that is not something they did. Now, if they said, okay, well, Marjorie, we'll help you with your thing and act as your conduit until you get whatever it is, that's one thing. But to try to put
Marjorie,
something additional
Marjorie,
onto an organization that doesn't
Marjorie,
do something. If you're the Boy Scouts, you don't go out and help,
Marjorie,
puppies. You help boys.
by them targeting white families to move into the eastern section.
It's about integration, Anselm.
Well, how is this any different than targeting African American males? Anyway, let's continue then.
Thank you. I'm just, telling you that idea wouldn't work, but go ahead.
Okay. The AAMA focuses on 7 key areas: improving achievement, attendance, literacy, graduation, middle school, and decreasing suspension and incarcerations. Christopher Chapman, executive director of the office, told the Contra Costa Times that the graduation rate of African American boys has risen from 42% to 57% since the program started. The rate of high school sophomores who passed the exit exam increased from 28% to 38%, and literacy placement test scores have increased by 10%. The AAMA developed a prevention strategy called the Manhood Development Program that teaches life skills and case management guides for young black students and engages parents by offering training them with advocacy skills. The program reaching about 650 young black males in several different Oakland schools. Vajra Watson, Director of Research and Policy for Equity in the UC Davis Chancellor's Office, interviewed some of the 650 students in the Manhood Development Program and found that they have a new understanding of what it means to be a black man. After they went through the manhood development classes, you start to see the reconceptualization of who they are, Watson told the Contra Costa Times. They talk about how important it is to be black and smart. Chapman told the Times that the attitude of the student went from a negative deficit model to one that more filled with hope. The results were impressive enough to encourage Minneapolis to create a similar office nearly 2,000 miles away. In July, Minneapolis Public School appointed Michael Walker as the first director of the District Office of Black Male Student Achievement. According to the MPS website, the department will start off with a $200,000 budget and is expecting to spend more in the future to fully support the office work. You know what?
Yes.
If the South Orange Maplewood School District starts one, I want to be the director. I will take time off. I will do all the things I'm doing and go work and do that.
Well, again, we should see what happened to the program that did exist, and I asked about that program because it was called the MAC Scholars. That's what it was called.
The MAC Scholars.
MAC. I asked about the program because, I really think that black boys, or any black people for that matter, or
I
any
think this is
people, but I
concentrated on
think
black
that
boys.
black boys who are intelligent or, academically achieved, I should say, especially them, need to be pulled together because then they support one another. Because if you're smart, it's very lonely out here. And if you're by yourself, then, who is there to reinforce you? And I think that is one of the beautiful things about Morehouse, because everyone's in competition to be all that. And if you're around other people that are like that, who are doing something, then you do something because that's the goal. Way back, before I went to Africa, and those African stories I was telling you while we were on break there, a friend and I created an African Heritage Club at the High School of Art and Design, and I said, I want to get this kid, and this kid. And these boys today are still tight because we created a group of them and taught them about our history, and exposed them to things and took them places, and, and I mean, these guys, they're on my Facebook now, and they still thank me for pulling them all together. So it's very important, to do that for kids, because they create a bond. And men, create a bond. But if you are one smart guy and you've got a bunch of goofy people around you, the tendency is for you to go in that direction.
Marjorie, it's funny, okay? It's not funny, but it's funny.
Strange funny?
Yeah.
Peculiar funny.
People, if I tell someone that I have 9 world records, if in the first 4 sentences I tell someone, I have 9 world records, everything else goes out the window. My accent goes out the window. They understand me better. Everything else is it's not important.
And so?
And they will listen to me. So, for example, if we have people in the school system like this, like an office like this, and you can walk into a room and tell these guys, well, look, I have done A, B, C, D, F, G. They listen. Because what it is that it doesn't have to be a Charles Barkley. It doesn't have to be a LeBron James. And, it could be an ordinary person that have done something significant that these young boys can look up to. And I think when you do that, you can see, whenever I go, sometimes they invite me to come and speak. Every once in a while, I go speak before individuals. And I tell them about where I came from. For example, when I'm in my first day of class, I tell everyone where I came from, my story, and everything else. And then I tell them the achievement. And you could see immediately you are starting to gain some respect just based on your achievement. And a lot of these kids, Robert Marchman used to have a program at the Maplewood Middle School where a lot of successful black men used to go in and talk to, they used to take kids on mornings, like pull them out of class for like half an hour. And we used to go talk with them. It was pretty good. And just talk with them about.
So what happened to this program?
I don't know.
There goes our legacy. Well, Anselm, I guess I'm odd because I didn't know you had 9 world records. I had no clue about you.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, man, I didn't know that until I started working with you like this.
So you
the
look at
only
me.
person to ever really mention that to me outside of you was Steve Latz. Like, nobody ever talked about that.
Steve Latz actually mentioned that to you?
Yeah, that was more important to him than it is to me. I'm really about what the person's in their brain. Personal achievements, accomplishments are one thing, but personal achievements don't really move me.
Wait a minute. Accomplishments are not personal achievements?
No, they're 2 different things.
What? Are you serious?
Do I have to look it up for you?
A world record is not an accomplishment?
It's an achievement.
A world record's an accomplishment.
It is an